Welcome back, everyone. Going into the second half here of Drop Frames. Let's talk about a little game by the name of Dark Souls 3. Where do we want to start? Because I feel like there's so many different topics, from the actual game to, the general public being outraged, probably for good reason. Like the different embargoes. Like,
I say we start at the beginning before anyone played the game. Like the whole everybody was hyped about, like, people were playing on the Japanese could play it full, like the full release.
Right. So that's where it started. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think I was the only person that was going to play the game out of the three of us originally in the Japanese version.
Yep.
I think everyone else, you said you were going to wait. Zeke, you said you were going to wait till April 12th to play it. I was going to start
I was going to wait to play it when it was fully released. However, I got an early access copy, so I was like, fuck, let's do it.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what changed everyone's mind. And that happened on when did I get that email? Maybe Friday?
Yeah,
that
was quick.
That was last Friday, I think, is when everyone started getting that email. Yeah, it was Friday. So everyone got access to it from Bethesda. Or Bethesda, what the fuck? I saw your Fallout thing. I was like, yeah, Bethesda, that's who makes Dark Souls. from Bandai Namco, the publisher outside of Japan, for Dark Souls 3. And everyone kind of was like, all right, yeah, we're starting our Dark Souls 3 playthrough. Wednesday, we can only play a certain part. Fuck yeah, we're all into it. And people really weren't, like, it took a little bit for the general public to get upset at that. Like, I don't think it really hit the fever pitch until probably Tuesday, definitely Wednesday, when everyone was streaming it, when it hit like 120,000 or 130,000 watching on Twitch. And then it got real crazy. Like, you can go over to the Dark Souls 3 subreddit, and granted, that's kind of the, that's the hardcore of the hardcore fans that go to that subreddit. But people are fucking livid that we're basically able to play, the first third of the game 3 weeks before the actual launch. And we were talking about that last week, how it's really fucking dumb. We were talking about that a bunch, how it's really dumb that, that there's a 3-week difference between the Japanese version and the US version. That's been the story all along. And I knew people were going to be upset about that, but I think people finally caught on to how stupid that is this week.
Do we know why that is?
They've never really said why. I read a post somewhere, and there's no basis for this, but it makes sense business-wise. If they launch the game in April, they're in Q2, I think, is what they're in quarter 2 of business earnings. And so it makes sense for them to do that business-wise. Because if you release earlier, then you're going to have your sales split across 2 quarters.
Gotcha.
And I don't, to me, business-wise, that makes 100% sense. Who knows if that's the actual reason.
Your stockholders be like, Q1 was man, but Q2, oh, fuck, look at us.
Right. And so that, who knows if that's actually true. There's no basis for that. They never came out and said, like, oh, yeah, we wanted to make sure that all our sales are in Q2. They're never going to say that regardless. That's just not something you would say. But yeah, it's people are pretty upset. The general Dark Souls community is pretty upset that they can't play the game right now. And then it got even crazier on Wednesday, halfway through the day, when we're all playing the game, and I found out through Strippin texted me and goes, hey, did you hear about this thing on Xbox One where you can download the game and you get the English version through the Japanese store? And I'm just kind of like, what? Like, how the fuck does that make any sense? And so now that's a thing. And I don't think it's been patched yet. Although I think Microsoft said they were going to, apparently, from what people are saying. But you can play the entire English version once you jump through a bunch of hoops on the Xbox One store and download, like, literally, Ko was saying you purchase the Japanese version, you turn your system off. What do you do?
Basically, you have to set your Xbox to Japan region. You have to buy a code with yen or your PayPal, put that code in your Japanese Microsoft account to give it enough funds. You buy the Japanese version, start the download, stop the download, but don't cancel it. Flip the Xbox to US region, resume the download, and it downloads the international version. Now, here's where it gets even weirder. Bandai has said straight up that the version you download is not the version that's going to be coming out on the 12th. There is a day one patch. There's a reason there's the day one patch, apparently. And like, there's all sorts of things that the current version on Xbox One that is either wrong, or I heard it doesn't even have multiplayer. I don't know. I don't know.
Someone was saying that it's New Game Plus difficulty.
That's the thing. No one knows because it's not supposed to be out. So like all these people are coming up with rumors and reasons. And of course the source isn't saying anything because they're like, holy shit, we can't believe this is happening.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a total mess right now.
But what about the embargo? Does that count?
No.
Well, that's the thing. Okay. So
they told,
I've been in very close contact with Bandai because and we can talk about this later, I had my own embargo issue this morning. And so I've been back and forth with them a lot. So basically, like right when I heard about the Xbox One thing, I sent like a multi-paragraph email and I was like, look, if you go to Twitch right now, you will find people playing Xbox One full playthroughs in English, showing all the content in English using the exact thing. Like, is the embargo still here? Is there a PC embargo? Is this going to influence the embargo? What's going on? And I was told straight up, like, dude, you got your copy with these rules and we expect you to follow them. Done. Like that was it. Like I don't think they had a plan for this. Understandably, huge screw up.
Yeah, that's not supposed to happen.
To put it bluntly, Microsoft is at fault here because the whole issue is that the Microsoft store is just threading in this version it shouldn't be. And Bandai just straight up said, like, we have nothing to do with this. We can't stop it because it's not on our system.
Yeah.
So it's a total. So now we're in this really weird situation where the people that are playing on PC, like myself, if we play the Xbox One version, that could be seen as shady by Bandai because obviously we can't just download it. You have to do tricks that aren't normal to get it.
Right.
It can't stream past the embargo time, but at the same time, there are many now other streamers on Twitch that are now playing the full Xbox One English.
Elahim downloaded it. Manverse Game was going to go
for respecting the embargo, which is like a worst case scenario for embargoes. Embargoes are meant to facilitate media and press getting the game out. It's supposed to make things orderly, and it's doing the opposite now.
Yep.
It's causing confusion and creating questions instead of answers.
And the other thing too is it's not just small streamers. Like typically this is something that you would see from, people that aren't super established. And we're not condemning these streamers by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh no, yeah, not at all. And in fact, you can buy the English version with money.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're spending money on an English version, like there are zero reasons that you shouldn't be able to stream it. End of story. The only issue is between the streamer and the people at Bandai that are saying, please don't stream this. Like, but it's not like it's written in stone and it's not like they can't.
Right. So, I saw that Elahim tweeted that he purchased it. I think Manverse Game is going out to buy an Xbox One.
Yeah, and more power to him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the other thing too is that the other side of that story is that I played the PC version up to embargo area. Then I started playing the Japanese version, and that's totally fine. Like I could play and finish the game on the Japanese version and totally intend on doing so for the most part. Although I've started to there are a lot of things where I'll be like, I got this ring. There's no information on the internet about this ring. Do we have anyone in chat that speaks Japanese or can read Japanese kanji to tell me what this ring does? That's happened like twice already. But it's like, it's just all over the place. Like it's fucking crazy that this is happening right now in Dark Souls. It's actually insane that like this is the release of this game. And it sucks for everyone else because it's a 3-week period before you guys can even touch the game. And we totally understand. Like a lot of people are just like fucking streamers.
No, the average person
very upset.
can do this, right? Can do the Xbox workaround, right?
Anyone can do that. Anyone can play the Japanese version. Like it took me literally 20 seconds to Google how do I make a Japanese PS4 account?
So
and just make a new account.
So people are pissed because certain people got the English version early that they can play up to a certain point.
The English PC version, yes.
Right, that they can play up to a certain point. How is this different than any other early access?
Because it's 3 weeks. That's the biggest point of contention is that it's 3 weeks out from launch. That's why everyone's upset. Because most of the time, if we get early access, it's like the Friday or the Thursday before it comes out on the Tuesday, right? Or the weekend before. It's like 3 or 4 days.
And they're still being cool. All of us that have PC access right now that are under embargo, we still get to fully stream the game on the 8th, which is 4 days earlier than release.
Right.
So, I mean,
Right.
Yeah, like that. That's what we normally get. Normally, that's all we get is
Right.
that 4 days before the release.
Right.
So it's really unfortunate because Bandai tried to be cool about this. They tried to say, okay, well, instead of just giving you this little buffer, we're going to let you stream up to this point like weeks early. Like we'll let you have a taste and we'll let you have a little bit of it. And that was cool of them. It's just the issue is all this shit is so new and there's so many pieces moving that have to move in unison that aren't, that now it's just like total confusion. Like, and even worse, when that kind of confusion pops up, people start guessing, and then guesses become rumors, and then rumors become fact.
Yeah.
And so you have people in chat now that are just saying things like, oh yeah, I heard that this, and this is how it is. And they're just totally wrong. Like
that happens a lot too. Wrong. And in a game in Dark Souls,
that's actually a good point that Satiate made. You can also play the entire game on PC and create content for it. Like if you want to make YouTube videos, you can do that. Not release them, obviously.
I already know someone that's doing that. Yeah.
But you can play through the entire thing, make clips, and then your YouTube videos are like right when the embargo lifts.
Yeah. And I already know someone that's much further in the game than I am that's doing a YouTube series like that.
There's YouTubers that have beaten it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's a great plan. If I was a YouTuber, that's probably what I'd be doing. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just saying that's a decent reason for a source of, being pissed off.
Right. That's the thing is that there's not a streamer that I know of that doesn't understand the rage. Like the fact we understand why everyone's upset 100%. Like it's shitty as fuck that you guys have to wait 3 weeks. But at the same time, like we're gonna stream the fucking game. Like that. No, it's just the situation
with 5 friends, and it's like you're on the list, but your friends aren't.
Right. It's really shitty.
We're going to have this party, and it's going to be the party of the century, but your friends got to wait in line, and you can get in. What do you do? Like, I'll see you in there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking like you feel guilty about it, but not guilty enough to not play it.
Yeah, so that's one part of the Dark Souls 3 story or thing that we're going to talk about. Let's talk about the actual game. And to start with, I want to talk. I feel like this game is really easy. And I don't know if that's because I played an entire month of Souls in January and I understand these games and I'm possibly like generally okay at these games and that's why it's easy, or the fact that like this game is just generally easy. Like I have not had like a 4 or 5 hour boss fight. The longest and most time I've spent on a boss is 4 deaths. In my current Japanese playthrough, I'm 3 bosses past the embargo. I've died 11 times. That's 9 hours of gameplay, playing pretty much blind, and I've died 11 times. It feels really easy to me. And I don't know if that's just me because I've played so much or what.
It feels a lot less easy for Magic, which I love.
They nerfed the fuck out of mages.
They did not. It is not like super cheesy.
Also, I'm just going to show the game now.
So here's the deal, JP, and I'll tell you this straight up. I played the game as an assassin.
At least for sorcerers.
It was very difficult. I had about 50 deaths by the time I got to the Abyss Watchers, and I didn't fight, I think, 1 or 2 of the bosses. I was getting almost one shot by normal mobs. In some cases, I was getting one shot by normal mobs. I'll tell you what it is, man. I re-rolled the game as a warrior and dumped a lot of points into Vigor, which is the very similar to what you have done. Dude, it's like playing a different game.
Vigor's the equipment load stat. Do you mean?
No, that's Vitality.
Yeah. No, I think Vitality is life. Vigor is. I think you have that switched. Again, okay. I'm playing the Japanese version, so I don't know. I just know the symbols.
But anyway, the point is, I'm focusing the HP stat
on
my warrior run, and it has become a different game. I got to, let me put it this way: Assassin, it took me 50 deaths to get to the Abyssal Warriors. My warrior, I got to the Abyssal Watchers or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
And literally had less than 10 deaths.
Yeah.
It's a different game. And one of the things is I was actually talking to one of my mods about this. I think I'm going to go back and do the math. I don't know if Vigor just gives you more hit points in Dark Souls 3 than it does the other ones, but the fact that we can have HP bars and also the Ember mechanic makes it a little bit easier.
The Ember mechanic is the biggest buff.
Yeah, the Ember is also, I think, percentage.
It's 15% HP.
Yeah. So when you add that on top of the fact that vigor seems to be a
Let me just skip
hugely meaningful stat anyway,
Yeah.
it's just it's like it's akin to using a shield in Dark Souls 1 and 2. It just makes the game easier.
Here's a perfect
So-
example. You can look at my HP bar. This is 4 hours or 5 hours into the game. That HP bar is like end game of Dark Souls 2 and 1. Like, that's so much fucking HP. It's insane. And Ko and me now, being much further in the game, have more than that by a landslide. I think, where did you stop? I stopped at 20 of the HP stat. Are you?
I think I stopped at like 25 or so.
Okay, so you
But
really
and-
went
and
crazy
here's
with
the
it.
thing, a lot of people in chat have been asking about this. My character is a little further than it should be.
Right.
And
Well, your PC version is a little bit further.
yeah. Do you mind if I do this real quick, JP? Just because a lot of people have been asking this.
Well, yeah, go ahead. That's fine.
Okay, so basically what happened, we have an embargo, and I received an email that I read numerous times. And what the email said is that on 8:01 a.m. on 8:23, you can play up to the Abyssal Watchers, the Abyss Watchers.
Can you hold on? Can you put a spoilers on this screen as well?
Yeah, I'll work on it now while he's
Just so
talking.
there's no fucking
Good
chance
call.
to bitch.
Yep.
Very good call. So basically, we were told, all the streamers, and I think many of us got the same email, that we could play up to the Abyss Watchers, but not play past it. And I was like, cool, great. So I'm playing along in my playthrough this morning, and everything's going great. And someone's like, hey, Ko, you got to try this boss, the Dancer. And I was like, oh, you know what, the Dancer, cool. So, spoiler alert. There's a certain NPC that if you kill them, then they drop an item that you can use on something to summon this probably the hardest boss in the embargoed area, called the Dancer. I beat the Dancer, and then you get this other item that then makes a ladder drop down. And I was like, oh, cool. What's this area? I'll check this out before I kill the Abyss Watchers and restart my playthrough. Little did I know that by going up that ladder, you actually enter the last third of the game.
Yeah.
So
You basically
I'm
enter
sitting
into
here-
endgame.
I'm sitting here thinking I'm exploring this little side area, not a big deal. And about 30 minutes in, people in chat are like, we haven't seen this area on PC. Like, what's going on here? So I'm getting a little concerned. I'm like, well, let me go check my email. And I read my email again, and it says you can play everything except Abyssal thing. That was the only note I had. I looked through my entire email chain. I was like, this is all I need to do. Okay, I haven't even gotten to this guy yet. I've never fought them. So we're good. I can keep streaming, right? So I do this for about 30 minutes, and I'm playing, and then, I'm getting a little bit worried. I'm like, let me just go ahead and make sure. So I send an email to the Bandai guys, and I'm like, hey, I killed this hidden boss. I have not killed these Abyss guys. Like, what's going on? Can I keep playing? And then I'm like, okay, I'm just going to keep playing until I hear back from Bandai. So 2 hours goes by. I, at this point, have fought like another boss.
But you
and
fought
I'm
two,
currently
right?
Yeah, I'm currently fighting a second boss. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know what, guys? Like, at this point, I feel like this is not, like, this can't be correct. So I said straight up, I'm like, I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to wait until I hear from Bandai before I keep on going on this character. So then I re-rolled a cleric, and I played that a little bit, and he was a blast. And about 5 minutes into playing the cleric, I think, or maybe shortly before, I get an email from Bandai. And the guy was like, oh, dude, like, you were not supposed to kill that boss. I should have told you. I'm sorry about this. Like,
Right.
you can't stream past that point. And at that point, I went, okay. And that was it.
Yeah.
So the thing that happened basically was that the embargo, we were told not to fight past a specific boss. There was another boss that offered a lateral progression.
It's kind of
I
a secret
found and
boss.
Killed, and I didn't. Yeah, it's sort of a secret boss. You can fight. Basically, you can fight like JP. You told me earlier. You can fight a boss earlier in the game than you're supposed to, and I triggered that and killed it. So I streamed about 2 hours of content I theoretically wasn't supposed to. And when the Bandai guys found out, they just straight up said, "Look, sorry, we didn't tell you. Now we are. Please don't stream past that point." And I said, "Absolutely, totally cool." So that's what happened. It wasn't intentional in any way, and I think we've already taken down the VOD, like, so.
It's kind of crazy, though, because, like, you can't stream that, right? But if you're playing the Japanese version, you can. So, like, what the, like, I look at that, I'm just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck does that mean? I don't understand any of that. I guess I do understand some of that, but it's also just like it's really a weird situation. It's a really, really weird situation. I've on the Japanese. I played the PC version up to the embargo area and beat all the bosses. I think there's 6 bosses, not including the dancer, that you can beat in the embargo up to the embargo part. I'm now at 9, I think, in the Japanese version. I'm not having any issues with like translations or anything like that. For the most part, you hit a button and kill mobs, and you keep killing mobs until you find a boss, you kill a boss. That's kind of like Dark Souls, right? So it's not that much. I'm not losing that much. I guess I'm losing a little bit of the lore. Most of the people do talk. All the NPCs talk in English, although the subtitles aren't Japanese.
They're not speaking Japanese.
No, they have subtitles, but
and
they all
apparently
talk.
the other Japanese Souls games were like that too. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's how it's done in Souls. Yeah.
Yeah. The boss names, I don't see the boss names until after I beat them and get the achievement. So like, I'll see a boss and be like,
English.
this is a cool like skeleton guy, I guess. And then after the end, it's like, oh yeah, that was the High Lord Volnir or some shit, which is a really cool boss. That's the one that I 3-shot, by the way. In terms of 3 attacks killed this guy, which is like, that's why I want to talk to Zeke, because I was originally going to start mage. And I ended up going, what you're watching right now is the Dex character on PC, which is using the Uchigatana, which, whatever, you get that weapon pretty early on. There's a way to get it. And I had a little bit of trouble, I guess is what you could say. But it was kind of a balanced build. I went like 25 Dex and then 20 endurance, 20 vigor, just like normal stuff. And then for the Japanese version, I swapped over to... this is the Japanese version right here. You'll notice the shitty frame rate thanks to the PS4 of the screen. Switched over to a strength build, which is also what Co played for his second playthrough. And it is like, I don't know, man. Like, do you think the game's easier, or is it because we've played so much Dark Souls?
Now, okay, I need to say this as carefully as possible, but there are things that lead me to believe that the rest of the game is harder.
See, but
as we talked about a little before, like there is certainly a ramping up in the difficulty. But again, I need to stress that I think they did something different to how vigor scales. Like I need to go back. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to make a deprived in Dark Souls 2 and a deprived in Dark Souls 3 and just spend vigor and see how many hit points we get. Because I'm seriously convinced that you just get a shit ton more HP.
You do have a lot more HP, but at the same time, you
see that knight guy that you just killed?
Yeah.
Those guys scare the fuck out of me for a mage build.
Well, no, mages are fucked.
I don't go anywhere near those guys with my mage build. And not only is vigor like the most important thing, and you can do strength or dex or whatever.
Yeah.
But also the spells, the good spells take for fucking.
They take a long time. I noticed that.
With sorcerer, that's all I did was sorcerer build, and like my heavy soul arrow, it was like.
Yep.
Finally, it goes out and hits him, and stuff like that, and it takes like 3 of those to kill the guy. So you are backing up, you're moving, you're trying to stay away, you're just trying not to back into other mobs. You can't just go right up to the guys if you're a mage, which I honestly like that. I do like that they made the mages.
Maybe I just need to play a mage or something, man. Because like
they made the mages
play
way,
Dex,
like,
dude.
I played Dex. That's why I played on PC.
And you didn't dump points into vigor?
No, I did.
Oh,
I got it up to 20. I go for like a balanced build, I guess you would say, with Dex is the primary stat or the weapon.
I would say like if you want it more difficult, just don't dump points into vigor. Like when I played my assassin, I barely touched vigor, and it was damn hard. Like there were a couple mobs that if you got caught in their attack flurry, you were dead. Like that was it.
Yeah.
So
I did a co-op with Spamfish, and he was doing straight up smash, like no blocking, just 2-handed weapon, and he was just mowing down guys, and I was sitting there going pew pew pew.
Yeah, you can play so much more. I've noticed this as well, and people are saying that it's in the chat. We're saying that Co was playing this way as well when he was with the strength character. You can play very recklessly as strength, and it's because the other thing that I feel like the mobs do hit harder, right? They do take larger chunks of your HP compared to other Dark Souls games, right? But I feel like the Estus Flask ramps up so much quicker in this game in terms of how much it restores in HP that like right now I'm, I don't know, 8 or 9 bosses in. I have +4 and something else that increases my Estus Flask usage. So I'll have an HP bar that's like fucking massive, and one use of it restores it all the way to full. So like I think that's also a little bit not buffed, I guess you could say, from other Dark Souls as well. I want to show Zeke. You've beaten the first boss, right? I think you're on the. You died to the.
I've beaten the first 2, and then I'm on the 3rd.
Okay.
And I got stuck on the 3rd for a mage reason.
Yeah. Oh, I saw. Okay, I saw you find that. So I just want to show you this. I forgot what this guy's name. This is the boss. If you guys care about spoilers, just turn away from the screen. So like this is how easy it is for strength. Just watch how stupid this is. Like this boss. I think hit me once.
The second boss.
This is the second boss, not the first boss. Sorry.
Yeah.
But like, and this is not upgraded. The axe that I use now does so much more fucking damage than this. But this guy is just like, I don't know if it's because I know just to fucking hug his nuts that I never get hit, or if it was just an easier boss. Like, what did you do on this boss as a mage? Did you stay ranged, or did you get up next to him? Yeah.
Oh no, I stayed ranged. I did like, and this it's actually, I don't know that I don't. If you can show my trying to fight this, I got this boss down to 1 hit 4 times in a row.
Okay. See, I've never died to this guy.
4 times in a row and died 4 times in a row. And I think I died to him like 8 times or something like that, maybe 10. But like 4 times in a row, it was like 1 hit left, 1 hit left, 1 hit left, motherfuck.
Wow.
But I had to like dodge roll, like I had to back away from that shit. Because I was at range and I had to like dodge roll away from his like chargy whatever shit,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So yeah, I had to stay away from that guy, and he was a bit of a challenge, not too difficult, but it looks like it's just stupid melee.
Yeah. No. And the other thing too is
I played this guy on my cleric, and I
Yeah.
basically rushed him. Like I just ran right down to him. So my health bar was less than actually I think yours is even in this.
Yeah.
And just with a shield and one-handing a mace, like I got hit a bunch of times because I was trying not to dodge roll at the beginning.
Right.
I was just trying to use a shield. But I mean, this is an easy boss. But
the mace might do more damage as well because he's armored.
if you think about the moves from the first boss and then the moves from this boss, it's really like the game is trying to almost it's like they've added a different type of difficulty scaling in this game. Like for players that have played Dark Souls for the first time. Like the first boss is really easy. Literally, you almost don't need to dodge. You can just run behind it.
Right.
This boss is similar, but this one has the charge that you have to dodge out of. You can't run that one because he moves so fast. So I don't know if like it is an easy boss. Both the first and second boss are very easy. But I think it's because the game is trying to kind of slowly get you into that. When you fight the dancer, the dancer is like a different level.
Well, I saw that she. I don't. Zeke, take your headphones off.
If you can
for a
find
second.
some of the dancer in mine, dude, like just
No, I've seen the boss.
yeah, but like especially during the second phase and stuff, like the dancer has a move that'll one-shot characters even.
Is that the like weird lunge?
Into vigor, she grabs you. She'll
Oh,
grab
okay,
you,
I haven't
and
seen
she'll
the
take her
grab.
sword and just put it right through your face. And today I was watching Lyric do the dancer, and dude, he was having a really rough time with them. Like the dancer
I might go
would
fight
just
him today.
one hit on him and then grab him, and he'd be dead. Lyric would just say, "Okay, this one's done." Like, and there were a few times when he would just zone in, and the dancer would walk over to him and just go, "Boom, boom," and Lyric would be dead. And it's just like it's like I really feel that. Especially in our 1/3 of the game, we have to be careful talking about how hard the game is until we've beaten it.
Until we've gotten to the see.
They may this Dark Souls 3 may be the Dark Souls that finally gets difficulty scaling.
I hope so, man.
Has been in the past.
Everyone's saying, and I don't know what the basis is or where this is coming from, but they're all saying like the end of the game bosses are really hard. I died twice to the boss after the Abyss guys. I one shot the first time seeing it, killed it. The boss after that, and then there's also mini bosses that I've killed. I guess I don't want to talk about what that is, but like I don't know. I want to see someone who's never played it before play and see if they have a difficult time. Like I would assume they would, but I want to know like how hard it is. Because I really feel like veterans of the game are just going to be like, yeah, this game's easy.
They might, but I'm really
for a guy who like for me who's played.
bosses.
Sorry,
No, go ahead, please.
Well, for me, who played sorcery builds or magic builds through DS1, DS2, I will say like DS3, they really like took away a lot of the strength of the spells.
Here, let me just bring your VOD
The way that, like, because I was pumping points into int and dex to get my spell casting faster and to be more powerful.
Oh, is Dex affect your spell speed?
Yep, it affects how fast you cast spells.
So wait, hold on. How many stats do you have? So you have int, you have attunement, you have Dex, you have. Do you need endurance to cast spells? I guess you do, right?
Yeah, you do.
And then you have
But
life.
it really doesn't make a difference because it takes so long.
So you have 5 stats then as a magic user that you really need to all use.
Yeah.
See, as strength, I have strength, which I pushed to 32 as the first stat. And then I had, I think
vigor, endurance.
Yeah, and then I pushed endurance after that. And then I pushed vigor, and then I bumped dex up to 18 because I wanted to try a greatsword out. But that's all. Like, I have 3 main stats. And I'm pretty much set for my character.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When I played Dark Souls 2, like, Mage was easy mode.
Mage was a joke in Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, and
it was really easy.
That's yeah. See, that's like, and if you target, like, there's a distance as well. Like, I gotta stay far away from this guy.
Yeah.
I shoot him with one of those things. He comes up, and then you have to learn melee.
Oh
a
yeah.
little bit of melee as a fucking mage, because the spells are so slow. He'll come up and wreck your ass.
Yeah.
If you're not like careful. Now, however, I noticed even with the rapier that I could use, like it was so much easier. I didn't want to use magic.
Well, there's a
because
lot
I
of
could just go to enemies and just go poke, 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 poke.
Yeah,
poke.
I feel like a lot of the early game normal mobs are very susceptible to staggers. I feel like multiple hits, you can stagger them so quickly.
Especially the frontal stagger mechanic, which I didn't know about until my second full playthrough. If someone has a shield up, you hit them one time, they back a little bit. You hit them again, they kind of like, you see them visually go back. You hit them a third time, you hear the exact same thing you hear when you parry. You hear that little doom. And then you can take a step forward and you can right button and you will do a frontal stab.
Very much like Bloodborne. Yeah, very much like Bloodborne.
Yep. But you don't need to parry. It's just like brute force parrying.
Right. The other thing too that I wanted to talk to,
that's the other thing. Being a mage, extremely susceptible to ambush deaths.
Oh, because their HP's low.
Those in this game.
I died so many times to ambush deaths because they can swack me with like 2 and I'm toast.
Yeah, like this one right here. Yeah, you just saw that guy stand behind the rock.
Yep.
Dude, there are so many areas in this game where enemies drop on your head or are waiting for you behind corners.
Well, it's these fuckheads right here. These little guys are the guys that drop. The little fucking guys with the giant hoods that go for
the hoods, yeah.
These are guys that drop everywhere.
Yep.
They're great. Like once you know that they're there, but
total dicks.
Where is this? I don't recognize this spot at all. The other thing too that I will say
with the blow darts.
I don't think I've been here.
The guys on the roofs are like blowing blow darts at you.
I haven't been to that spot yet. There's a lot of places in this game there's a lot of like side places in this game that I even found one when I was playing through the Japanese version yesterday that there was a bonfire that I never saw. I just skipped. And I feel like the other thing too, bonfires are very frequent in this game. I don't know if you guys agree.
Sometimes. There's a few long stretches.
See, but I think I wonder, like, what's a long stretch? I bet you missed a bonfire because that's what happened to me. Which
one of the long stretches is the first part of actually this area, with right before there's the part with the gate with the guy that's mining the 3 dogs. There's a bonfire right after him. It's the first part of the crumbling bridge / wall area where you get
the high wall.
Yeah, that bonfire to the next one is actually pretty long. I was on my assassin run. I died a few times trying to get
so are you talking about the guy that has the big fat spellcaster above the bridge that you have to walk down that alleyway?
Yep.
So you right after
As
that,
the assassin character, that could be pretty hard.
Well, right after that to the right, you know, there's a bonfire, right?
I know.
Okay.
Yep.
And
that's
then
what I'm talking about. Before the spear throwing guy area, or the big giant on the top.
Yes. And then did you know that up in the house there's another bonfire? That's the one that I missed. Like right next to that, upstairs, if you go Zeke, this is a little bit spoiler, so I apologize. Close your ears. If you go across from where the tree boss is, up that ladder, where you go into the courtyard where there's the guys that are throwing Molotovs at you, and they have all the... So if you go up there and you drop down a certain place, you can get up to where those guys are throwing Molotovs, and there's a bonfire there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
See, I never found out how to get up there.
That's why I look like the one thing that I think the game does really well is the sense of exploration is awesome, because there's so many side paths, and they will reward you by going down those side paths with like a bonfire or an Estus shard or an undead bone shard or just some way to like really help your character.
What's been really interesting is seeing how many Estus shards and what level their Estus flask is on all the streamers. When they get Estus watchers. Yeah, like it's because it just keeps going up every time I hear it. Like I think on my run I got to I think I was plus 3 and then 9. That's
what I was at when I got there. I think when I got there on Japanese.
But there was another I was watching another streamer when he got to the end of that, and he was at like 7 and plus 2, and he was like, yeah, I think I've explored just about everywhere. And I remember being like, oh, okay. So
how many hidden walls have you guys found? There's a lot.
Dude. I hit every fucking thing, and I haven't found one.
Almost all the hidden walls I found were in the area I wasn't supposed to go to.
Really?
That's probably, yeah. Did you find any within the first 3 bosses?
I don't think so.
That's before the tree.
Yeah.
I think there's one in the high wall area.
Okay.
I think.
No, no, and I look and I hit walls and I.
Yeah.
Now, do you hit them or do you press the button like the A
button?
You
hit them.
Okay. Yeah.
I will say
I constantly hit shit.
In the area that I was
walking around hitting A for the first long part of the game because I didn't know. I was just like, what do we have to do? And then later found out that you have to hit them in this one. In
the area that I'm at now, which is after the Abyss Watchers, I found 3 hidden walls right next to each other. It was like a secret within a secret within a secret that gave me like a really fucking good item, like a crazy strong item, which I was just kind of like, that was. And the other thing too is the tower key. Zeke, have you gotten that yet for 20k souls?
No, I haven't purchased it yet. No.
And the graveyard key.
Oh, where's the graveyard? I don't even know where the graveyard key's at.
Really?
Yeah.
You can buy it. Oh, well, you can buy it from the same person. You have to get her enough ashes to. Now, are you talking the 20k key or the 1500 key?
I bought the 20k key for the tower.
The 20k key is for the tower behind the place that gets you the really nice ring and the Firekeeper soul, which lets you get your souls back if you choose to get the free levels from the mage guy.
Right.
And then the graveyard key, the bonfire we were just talking about, the one before the bow guy.
Yeah.
If you go, you have to open the shortcut, which is right next to that bonfire.
To the sewers with the rats?
And going into the sewers. And in that little run of sewers, there's a door that takes the graveyard key. And
one of those doors opens.
Yes, you have to use the graveyard key, and that's actually how you get the miracle vendor.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
And I don't know if you found all those like braille things, like braille.
Yeah, I have. That's who you feed them to? Okay.
Boom.
Interesting. Yep. I had no way. All right, no idea. That's really cool.
Spoilers. Anyway.
No, that's straight up spoilers.
A little late on that, right?
At this point, we're spoiling the fuck out of it.
Now, I would like to talk about some of the glitches that we have discovered.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about that. Would you say it's a glitch? Like
No. I'm talking about. I'm going to start with something else.
Oh, okay. Do you have a video of it?
That pissed me the fuck off.
All right.
No. There's no. It's just me. Okay. Ko knows because he experienced the same glitch.
Okay.
I was running back. It's like, oh god, I got 6,000 souls. I'm gonna go run back, get him, grab him, and I'm like, all right, let's bone home.
Oh, I heard about that.
I am being chased by things. Fuck. And they were like, maybe you need to get your FP back up. So I was like drinking the juice. I was like running. It's like, drink the juice real quick. Get the FP up. Nothing.
Was it using the item?
Doesn't work. You take it out, and it's like when you take out we try to drink an empty Estus flask, and you go, it's like, man, there's nothing there.
But does it use the item or no?
Nope.
No, it doesn't. But
I haven't had that happen yet.
Did you figure out how to get around it?
No, I didn't.
It's hilarious. Okay, here's the deal. Homeward bones work fine. But what you have to do is you have to use the homeward bone, select a location, and then you have to keep spamming the button. And what he'll do is he'll reach back, go, huh, what's this? Oh, wait, I do remember. Oh, and then he'll do it.
What
You
the
have
fuck?
to sit there and spam it. You have to do it. Sometimes you even have to select it from the little list again. But now that you know how to spam it, you can do it.
Hold on. Select what from a list? A location?
When you use a homeward bone, a 2-thing list comes up and it says, do you want to go to the flame?
Yeah, right.
Do you
Yeah.
want to go to the last bonfire?
Yeah.
So basically you have to do that. He'll reach back once and go, I don't have a bone. And then you immediately do it again and you spam it the second time and he'll just reach back the second time and go home.
Fuck, really? Okay.
I haven't had that happen to me yet.
Now my bug, holy shit, I almost rage quit.
I haven't had any bugs happen to me
Like,
yet.
dude,
I've been real lucky.
I got this bug where
Knock on some wood.
Again, spoilers. I just helped Onion Bro kill the flame demon.
Yeah.
And
Which is awesome, by the way.
Which is great fight. And I was running up and I was low on health and I got up to the top of the 2 fat ladies.
Yeah.
That were kicking my ass. I got one of them almost down and the other was low on health. So I had just accidentally missed a jump and I had like 16,000 souls sitting at the bottom of the tower.
Oh shit.
Totally easy to get back. And I run around the wall to use an Estus flask. And as I'm reaching up to drink, one of those witches,
the little dark
with her
cast,
big ass spear,
oh yeah,
right through the damn wall. Like no fucks given. Just I see the spear fly out the wall, vac band right into the side of my neck and kill me. Like it.
Yeah.
Like dude,
that's
she didn't
happened before in
even
Dark
try.
Souls though.
She didn't even try to go out the door. She planted her ass and just attacked me through the wall.
So
and I was just like, "What is this shit?"
Were
like,
you?
I was. Woo, whoa.
Were you hugged up against the wall, like where you're?
No, I was. It was totally normal. Like it was a regular. Just I ran around the wall to use my Estus flask, and all of a sudden, this long ass spear just flies out of the damn wall.
I wonder if you're like part of your weapon or something was sticking through the wall, and that's why that triggered the AI. Okay.
No.
Yeah, because some of that's happened before in Dark Souls.
I know if you're standing next to a wall that sometimes enemies clip through it.
Yeah,
This chick attacked me through the wall, and the very tip of her spear hit me.
That's
like,
weird.
It was. Oh man.
Have you guys had the teleporting dogs happen yet? Not like actual teleporting dogs, but like just a random dog that'll like lunge, and I don't know if it's like lag or what, but he fucking just like teleports like through you and across on the other side. And you're just like, what the fuck was that? And sometimes he'll get a hit on you when you just have like 100% block shield up, and the dog's like, I don't give a fuck, you're gonna get bit just because I teleported through you. Like, it's not a mechanic of that dog, it's just a random thing that happens.
But okay,
never seen that one.
To be fair, you realize I'm pretty angry about this. The reason I'm pretty angry about this is because I think that's like one of the only bugs I encountered.
Yeah, I haven't encountered anything really.
Relatively bug-free beyond that. I've been very pleased with how the only other issue I have with the game right now is the fact that there's this one area that just kills my frame rate. And by killing it, I mean it takes me to console level.
That's
like
it's really weird that it's basically Blighttown 3.0 is what it is.
Holy shit.
It's like I had the same issue. No matter what, and I don't know what it is. I even fucked with the graphics. This area, when you zone into it, or when you even go down to get the bonfire right in front of it, it dropped my FPS to a steady 45, no matter what I did on PC. On console, I was worried because they were saying that it dropped the FPS of Man when he was playing it, but it didn't drop it at all. It was still a steady 30 when I was in that area too.
Yeah, it was steady 30 for me, but like, 30 FPS. I mean, who can play at that? That's
I wonder if I don't know what's causing that. There's a lot of water there, and so I'm wondering if it's like the reflections. I turned the reflections off, and then it just looked like really stupid. It looked terrible graphically. I don't know what causes that in that area, but yeah, that's really bad. The other issue too. I think it's a 1440p issue because I asked Ko about this before the game launched. And I noticed Lyric was having the same issue. He runs at 1440p too as well. In the character creation menu, it drops my FPS to 1 if I'm full screen at 1440p. And if I go windowed, it brings it back up to 60. And so like when I created my character on PC, I had to alt tab, go windowed mode, create the character, and then once I got in game, alt tab back again to like go full screen.
And I can confirm in standard 1080, I didn't even know that bug existed.
Have you had the other issue, I saw this happening to Maximilian, he can't light a bonfire without the game crashing.
Oh, okay. Is he a knight?
I think so.
Are you
yeah.
ready for this?
Yeah.
I've heard that one of the character presets, the night,
Yeah.
apparently causes bonfire crashing, and not even just lighting them. Apparently, if you run circles around a bonfire, your game will eventually crash.
What is it? The armor,
No
perhaps?
clue, dude.
Maybe
No
because the knight armor is shiny, so maybe it's like I don't know. That's weird as shit.
No, I have never experienced it. I have no idea. I think Bike Man actually was having that same problem.
Chat saying Total Biscuit had that exact thing happen as well as Jim Sterling. That's fucking weird.
Could be a reflection thing because I know that armor's really shiny. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no clue. But needless to say, it seems really odd, and hopefully that's one of those things that we'll see fixed in a day one.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
super bad. Considering I think that's the default class, if I'm not mistaken.
Knight is. Yeah, I think that's the first class. It's the very top. Yeah.
Now someone in my chat just said Jim Sterling had the exact opposite problem that happened with every other class but Knight. So, who knows? I don't know.
Weird. Zeke, let's talk about that. Can I copy this?
The co-op chess piece bug or whatever you want to call it.
Oh God. Yeah, that opened it. Yeah. Let's show that.
It was so fucking funny.
So you were playing. Also, how did co-op work? Like, was it good?
No, it's not. It's really not because
Really?
there's lag.
Damn.
There is huge amounts of lag. Like I'll see an enemy that Spamfish had killed, and you can count 1,000, 2 1,000, and then it looks like just had a heart attack because he'll be standing there.
He just falls over,
And he'll go, ugh, and
Weird.
fall over. Yeah.
So you're summoning him right here. This is what you linked to me. Okay.
Yep. He's coming up. And check him out.
I wonder why it does that.
Wait, God damn it. Turn around and look at him.
Well, I mean, it'll happen here in a second.
Yeah, I know. But
Does it show any animations?
look at him. And he just crotch bumps like these guys.
He
and they
just
die.
walks in.
He just kind of walking into guys.
That's really weird looking. Oh, you're right. They do just kind of like slide and then fall over.
And then they fall down. Look at them. Did you see
What
that?
the fuck?
Now wait, Spam. Now, just out of curiosity, Spam is currently in England, right?
Yeah.
Do you think this was a lag issue?
Not the sliding. No.
No. I've been invaded on the Japanese version by Japanese players, and I've had zero lag. Well, that's not true. Wow. There is some latency.
They were sliding though, right?
No, they were. This fucking idiot. This is a great story.
Invaders don't.
Oh, they don't do this. Okay.
No, only co-op, and you see ghosts of people when you're online.
Yeah.
You see ghosts, they slide.
That's where I've seen the slide stuff is during a ghost.
Ghosts slide too, yes. But it's especially funny on the rats because the rats are about crotch level.
Yeah.
So it looks like he just runs into him with his dick and just the rats go, ugh, and just fall over and die.
Oh man.
But however, I will say this. The animation comes into play if you get one of those backstabs that.
Oh, so then it does like the chop thing.
You'll see the animation of that.
Interesting. That's really weird. I don't know why that is.
But it's just like a chess piece. Look at the ghost. You can see the ghost in the same.
I just saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys got invaded at all on the PC? I never got invaded once by an actual player. You're playing offline, okay?
Yeah, from what I understand, I think we're out of the PC pool, so other PC embargo players would have had to invade you, and I think everyone was just kind of focused on playing.
Okay. On the Japanese version, I've gotten invaded twice by real players. This one time was this guy like came in here and like he looked like he was a fucking PvP god, okay? He had like this cool looking fucking fashion souls armor. He had these two like daggers, like he was gonna beat my fucking ass. He came up to me and like I did a very slow axe attack and he like parried it with these two fucking daggers and backstabbed me. And then I stood up and just spammed R1 and the weapon staggered him so much that he just stood there and died. And I was laughing so bad because he was like really tryharding in PvP. Like most of the PvPers in this game, he really wanted to kill me. That was what he lives for. And I just like fucking hit him. And he just died. It was great. It was like one of the best feelings of all time. I really want to invade people that way, just with my giant fucking axe. I want to show.
I want you to see the dancer.
I've seen the dancer before.
You have?
I've watched the play.
Because I gotta say, the first time I saw that boss move around and saw how her cape was interacting with the environment, how it looks like she's underwater.
Oh,
and
here. Do you want me to show you something?
I'm in love.
You want to see something that'll blow? I'll blow your mind real quick. I will pause a screenshot of something that will make you lose your mind, Co. If I can find it. Oh, that's the boss. Fuck. Where the fuck is this thing? Okay. Let me get a good spot. Okay. Can you see that? Here, let me just play it for 1 second.
Oh, dude!
So that's like right after the embargo area. That happened to me yesterday. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? This thing is like it's not even a boss, dude.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's not even a boss.
That's awesome.
Like,
dude, I can't talk about this area because it was the accidental embargo area I went into. But I gotta say, there's an early time. There's actually 2 specific different early times in that where I literally did one of these.
Yeah. No, that was
Just like I literally stopped and was just staring at it, and I was like, "That is awesome."
I want
Like
to
a lot of chat that saw it are probably remembering what I'm talking about. There's this one time where I just like panned the camera over, and I was like, "Oh my god, it looks like oh
yeah."
like dude."
I did that thing. I did that kind of thing, the same kind of thing when you first see the dragons, which is really early on in the game. It's not really.
Oh, you're talking about on the bridge where you go up and down? I didn't know you could go up there yet.
Always loved.
I've still never been up there.
It's where you get the you get a claymore up there. Also, nope, never mind. I'm not gonna tell you what else is up there. I'll let you figure that out on your own.
I couldn't figure out. Well, anyway, yeah, we'll talk later.
I'm trying to think. So the other thing too, going back to like how Zeke, do you care if I talk about one of the Lord fights?
No, go ahead.
So I'm really upset. I posted this on Twitter with the video. I'm really upset that the fucking Lord, like the 5 big bads in this game that have a fucking cutscene over them, you can backstab the first Lord. And it got to a point. The Abyss fight.
They haven't done this yet.
Like, let me just show you how stupid this fucking fight goes. And
all I know about the Abyss fight is that one of the esport commentators was watching Dan when he did his, and apparently in Dan's second phase, which again I don't know, I haven't seen the fight yet, all he did was backstab.
That's what he got that from me. That's
you did too?
Yeah, I let me I'm fucking trying to get to the embargo plot. So I 1-shot them on the second playthrough and 3-shot them on the first playthrough.
I still haven't fought them yet. It's one of those things where it's like I don't want my embargo to end. So every time I get a character up to them, I'm like, but I don't want it. I don't want to do it yet.
Wait, where the fuck is the?
Yeah, no, I full screened the chat, so I don't see the video.
Okay, is this?
Because I don't want to see who you're talking about or anything.
It's one of the coolest. Like, it's a unique fight, I guess is the best way to say it.
I love how every strategy you come up with, JP, becomes the JP cheese strat.
Everyone, well, that's the funny thing too. When people are watching my stream, they're just like, "Does this guy cheese everything?" And I'm like, "Bro, you can't cheese Dark Souls. Dark Souls is like the uncheese. You kill shit in Dark Souls, and if you beat it, then it's fucking dead. There's no cheesing."
JP, stop lying to your community.
No, there's no
You're
fucking
basically
cheesing.
like a Green Bay Packers, like just right down the road.
Where the fuck is the boss
shit
fight?
on your head all day long. Like
here, I'll just get the proper highlight.
Cheesiest. You have an emote for it, man. I mean, don't lie to yourself.
Oh, I know. It's because people like to spam that shit. Okay, here's the fight. Don't watch this fight. It's only 49 seconds long. 49 seconds to beat phase 2 of a fucking Lord of Cinder.
Is this the Abyss fight?
Yes. This is only phase 2.
I agree, by the way, that cheesing is totally valid. It's completely a valid thing. If you find a way to kill a boss, it's absolutely fine. And that's where the whole King Kong's dick in your fucking thing came from.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not doing it right.
But like,
By the way, JP, how are you aiming your bow? I couldn't figure out how to do that.
If you hit R1 and then hit R1 again, it goes into aim.
R1 twice?
Yeah, or something like that. It's a weird mechanic. Look,
that's super weird.
The boss is 4 backstabs. The boss is dead. Like, what the... And this is a fucking lord, one of the great 5 goddamn bosses of the game, and he's dead in 4 fucking backstabs. Like, what the fuck? Why can I backstab that guy? If you don't backstab him, that fight's actually really fucking challenging. Because I didn't the first 3 times I died, and I was like, fuck. Like, I don't know how to beat this guy yet. And then I found out you could backstab him, and it was like a fucking joke. And I did the I did the same thing on the strength character where I do more damage with my strike because I have that fucking giant axe. Like, a backstab did like 40% damage to him.
That kind of reminds me of how when I found out that in Bloodborne that the tentacle spell.
Yeah. Oh, on Kos?
On the Orphan of Kos.
Yeah.
Like that, the tentacle spell will act as a strong attack, and I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah. Here's another one. Here's another boss fight that was completely trivialized by a fucking weapon. And
back to full screen.
Back to full screen. Co, you've seen this as well, right? The deacons.
The deacons?
Yeah. Like this fight.
That's not a boss fight.
This was a joke. Like I killed it. I died the first. Did you see like the actual mechanics of the fight?
Oh, dude, absolutely. I had no idea what was going on. I went in blind and I ran one circle. I killed 2 guys and I was like, oh, that's weird. The health's not going down. And then I saw the red dude and I was like, oh, let me see what happens, when I kill him. Ran in, like 2-shotted him. Yeah. And then I happened to see the thing jump to another one, noticed the boss health went down, and that was it. It was just like, okay, so all I would do is I would run in, swing my way to the targeted one, kill him, and then roll my ass out. Let my stamina regen.
Did you see the mechanics though of phase 2, or did you just kill him?
Oh well, I mean, I did, but it, I didn't have to change my strategy. It was the exact same thing basically.
So, did you get to the part where you can get cursed? You didn't see that part, did you?
I think he died too quick.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like the only reason I saw that mechanic is because I was afraid of going in and just killing him.
So wait, what's that mechanic?
So the mechanic is in phase 2. The things, the second group comes up, with the 2 fat blue guys and then like Pope who spawns in the center. And if you let them channel, they do 2 things. One, they do like the dark crystal orb that'll fling at you if that gets channeled. And the other one is if the sky goes black, you start getting a constant curse buildup. And then you'll die. And that's what killed me the first time I saw the boss because I didn't know what was going on. You have to interrupt the guys casting it.
Oh, no, I didn't see that at all.
So, like, there's complete mechanics that people have never seen because the fucking bosses have so little HP.
Yeah, dude, for me, this fight lasted all of a minute and a half. Like, it was, I literally went in, would hit him 3 times, 2 rolls out, back, just moving back and forth for like 3 or 4 seconds while my stamina regen, run my ass right to him again. Yeah. I mean,
I will say the boss weapons in this game and their movesets, best weapons in the Souls games, 100%. Like this weapon that I have right here from the Abyss guys, fucking like I'm a goddamn breakdancer. Like I'm dual wielding it. One of the weapons, like the left hand dagger goes into the ground, and then I do like this half moon arc, and then a half moon arc, and then like a fucking double somersault spin into the air with a strike.
The amount of enemies that are being hit by that is insane.
Yeah, it's a full 360 spin.
You know what's really funny?
It's crazy.
For me, I never killed the guys on the outside. I barely, in fact, killed anyone.
You just killed the one guy?
The only people I killed, I was like, who's glowing? He dies. Like, that's all I did for the whole fight. Like, I never had to kill. I only killed the 2 guys at the beginning when I was trying to figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. And see, this is one of those fights, JP, where I think about Zeke's character, and I'm like, what the hell
what the fuck is a mage supposed to do?
What are you going to do? Like, unless you can rain down shit on the guy, and then you'd have to do that, like, what, 10, 15
Do you have an AoE attack?
I ran into that the first time with the tree. You can't.
Oh, yeah.
You can't focus the place you need to focus.
See, that shit right there.
Let me show the tree fight.
You focus, like, the center mass, but you can't focus the place where you need to,
You can't aim your spells.
So... Yes, I saw that. And the other thing too, and I noticed this yesterday, I feel like going from 60 FPS to 30 FPS, I feel like 60 FPS is easier to play at. Not because it's 60 FPS and it moves faster. I don't have any actual quantifiable data for this shit, but I feel like the invincibility frames on the roll on 30 FPS are absolute shit compared to the 60 FPS. And I also feel like the dodge mechanic in terms of like how the attack comes out from a boss is much easier to dodge at 60 FPS compared to 30. Because I was having the hardest time yesterday for whatever reason with the tree boss. Whereas the first time I saw him on 60 FPS, I died, or I killed him like within record time. And so I feel like 30 FPS is definitely harder in this game. And that's really fucking annoying to me. Like I'm looking forward to playing through this at 60 to like see how much more difficult it is. So this is the great one. You had a lot of trouble with this boss as a mage because you couldn't target it.
Well, yeah, I had to switch melee.
Just you couldn't even.
Think about like there's only one auto lock on point on the tree.
It's just as nuts, yeah.
So if your vector
of the body,
if your vector between your character and the middle point, if there's not one of those testicles in the way that you need to knock out, then
you have to line it up like planets. You have to line the center mass, the balls, and yourself in. And if he moves, you're fucked. Like I managed to hit him a few times, but it's not reliable at all.
The other thing too that for a mage, I've been thinking a lot about it. A lot of the big upgrades that you got for mages, especially in Dark Souls 2, were like pretty early on. That was in terms of like a new staff, like a ring that gives you like an additional spell slot, weapons that give you more like sorcery power or whatever. Like most of that stuff is pretty much near the end of the embargo stuff. So like, I feel like if you want to play a mage, you have to start as a melee and change to mage halfway through the game to be like, I guess, effective or whatever. Like it's very hard to do what Zeke's doing.
That's a fair assessment. That is definitely a fair assessment.
Because the other mechanic, we didn't even talk about this, and I'm interested to hear about your point of view. When it comes to the flask, they have a flask dedicated to regenerating mana in this game. And
then a mechanic that lets you choose between them.
And yeah, you go to a blacksmith and you can choose, you can divvy up. So say if you have 6 total flasks, you can put 4 to HP and 2 to mana. For melee characters, I don't even have the fucking mana flask equipped. I don't put anything in there. I just have HP. That's all I need. For and Zeke, you can talk about this. Like how
sad fucking thing. It's
how like fucking hard is that to like switch it up? Because you then can only heal twice because you have to be able to restore your mana for your main fucking attack.
Yep.
And I was watching Dan's Gaming yesterday, who is very deep into a Pyromancer playthrough.
I saw that,
and he was straight up like just completely railing on the Pyromancer. Like all the spells, like one of the spells he had only hit for 20. And it was a channeling spell. So you would have to sit there hitting the mob over for 20 and 20, and the mob didn't get stunned. So he could just sit there and wail on you the whole time.
Jesus.
Also, like at one point, the only spell he did use, which is like this little explosion right in front of him, he can only do it 6 times before he's out of mana, and he's been putting points into that. So it's like you have to be next to the enemy anyway.
They really fucked
spell that's weaker than our hits with our axes. He had to sacrifice hit points to get it that far anyway, and he can only do it 6 times. And he has to sacrifice Estus Flash Shards to get the mana back so he can do it again. It seems totally underpowered.
It seems really like they basically were like, you were too strong in Dark Souls 2. You're going to be the worst fucking class.
It's like they made mages hard mode.
Yeah.
It's like they wanted to say, you want to have a real challenge? Play a mage.
Yeah.
Like, but now it's interesting though, because I just started today as a cleric.
Well, all they really need to do is put a reticle. Just one little reticle.
Where you can actually aim it.
If you have your magic staff out, to have a little dot on the screen to say, "Oh, that's where the spell's going to go."
Did you get the binoculars yet? Can you do that the same way you could in Dark Souls 2, where you would aim with the binoculars and then shoot your spell that way?
Sort of. Yeah.
I would imagine though in a boss fight you can't really do that because you're fucking like constantly running around.
Yeah. Once you move, the binoculars go down.
It resets. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. Maybe I'll play a mage. Because it just sounds like it's... I feel like if I go mage, though, I'm just going to be more of a spell sword, where like I have a main attack as a weapon, and then, I can cast a spell here or there.
Well, I think it's like it reminds me of Dungeons and Dragons. Like mages start off like so shitty and worthless, but you get them higher level, and they're fucking they're gods.
Maybe.
I got to admit, some of the and actually I was just saying about the cleric stuff. Some of the spells that I've seen I can buy, but I haven't been able to on my warrior, are crazy nice looking.
Yeah,
like there are some really good, especially miracles.
I've seen a lot of spells,
Played
but
about
I
a lot.
don't know what they do because they're in Japanese. So
Oh, and this like the tree boss was really good for like farming, but you can't bone out of there.
no,
I was like, I was like grabbing my souls, I was like, let's get out of here. Fuck.
you can't bone out of. Why couldn't you bone
Well,
out of there?
Homer
Was it
bone.
because the bone was bugged?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay,
you probably
okay.
could. It's just
Yeah,
it
no,
was
and that's
messed
what I'm
up.
saying. Like that's what sucked about it is like the Homer bone was glitched.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Um,
I was like, grabbing my souls, let's get at it. Never mind. Like, yeah, bye, 5,000.
Man, when we first hit the bone problem, man, we were coming up with the weirdest reasons, like, oh, maybe it's because we're hollowed, no, maybe because we don't have ember on,
Right,
or
trying to put a
maybe,
gameplay mechanic
maybe our
to it,
character doesn't have enough FP, or maybe it's because we're not full health. Like it was
I
like
read the
freaking
description.
conspiracy theory central. It was ridiculous.
I read the description of the Homer bone like 3D. It's like
Yeah.
one sentence, like, no, I mean, there's
The
no
riddle of the homeward bone. Like, what is?
I haven't
no
had that happen to me at
interpreting
all.
this.
I wonder if that's a 60 FPS issue. I'm trying to think,
I don't think so. No other items are like it. Like it's only.
but
homeward bone.
no other items have that like channel to it, right? Where they have to like sit down and you channel the fucking bone and. Like,
Well, I mean,
it might be
you
an
have to
animation
apply
issue.
oils and stuff like that. And there's animations.
Oh, you're
and
right.
Problems
You're
with
right.
those.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Have
But
you
yeah,
guys?
no,
Go ahead.
well, I was going to say, going back to the miracles and stuff. Like, I started a cleric this morning.
Oh, yeah, how is that?
It is actually a lot of fun. And here's something that really took me by surprise. Like, if you equip your chime and you heal, it takes probably 60 to 70% of your mana bar. There's a
Whoa.
long cast time, and it doesn't heal you for as much as Estus. So, like, I had a lot of trouble learning how to do
Now,
it effectively. Beginning.
Is that affected by your faith? Like, does the amount of healed
it is? Yeah,
okay.
it's just like your normal starting here spell. But here's what's crazy, right? And this is actually one of the reasons I really like Dark Souls, because they're starting to put these abilities on weapons.
Oh, they're awesome.
Some of them are just fantastic. Well, the ability on the cleric chime, if you hold L2, he puts a persistent, we're talking like I think a minute long slow regen on
Oh,
the
is that
character
warmth?
that only costs like maybe 1/10 of your mana.
Wow.
So, and here's what's crazy. It has healed me from like 30% to full, and it only costs that little bit of mana. Like, I'm convinced that weapon ability may be one of the best heals in the game. If you take
have you played with a butcher knife yet as strength build?
You know, I got the butcher knife and I played with it a little bit, but it was just slow enough to really bother me. So I didn't use it.
Did you use the HP regen on that?
No,
that's my backup HP regen. It is fucking crazy.
Really? The big butcher knife?
Yeah, if I run out, I can actually show you if I could find it. I'm trying to think. It's very specific in an 8-hour VOD that would take forever to find. Like, I can pop that if I'm at like, I don't know, half HP, and I pop the R2 ability, and then I go find like a high HP mob that's very slow that I can dodge in two-hand. I just fucking start beating the shit out of it. In like 5 strikes, or no, like 6 strikes, I'll be full HP.
Wow.
It's very strong. And it also has like that Bloodborne effect, like that ring gives you, to where if you take damage, you can get HP back if you hit successive times. Like, and that, I think that weapon might be the most broken for strength. And it has A scaling to start with. It starts A scaling, and it only takes fucking Titanite shards to upgrade.
Yeah.
Like that, what the fuck? That weapon is so strong. A scaling, Titanite shard upgrades, has a fucking lifesteal on it, and just a normal passive lifesteal, and it's very high strength. Like, very high damage, I mean. It seems, but this weapon was too strong. You know the crucifix guys go in the swamp area?
Oh, yeah.
I could 2-shot those guys with this axe. That's how fucking much damage
it takes
this
me
does.
3 with my +9 brigand axe.
This is +4, man. Like, look at this shit. Look how fast this guy dies right here. I think I power up before. These guys normally would take a long, like, they're kind of a tank mob, like you fight one of them at a time. But this guy just gets fucking thrashed as I just hold down R2 because you get extra poise when you do it. And it's ridiculous. That axe is way too strong. Look at that. 547 from an R2 and he's dead in 2 hits.
That's crazy.
Like, strength is strength is a little bit broken. I feel like I gotta tone it down, especially when we just watch Zeke doing like 50 damage with his sword as a mage. It's just like nothing. Like absolute shit. It's actually hard mode. So
well, and the other really good point is that the people that like the mage class, which probably needs to, refill their life more often.
Yeah.
Slots get taken up by magic, flask.
Yeah. Right.
It's like they're already
let me hamstring you a little bit more.
They already have a disadvantage. Let's just go ahead and put a nail in the coffin there.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever kill one of these giant crabs?
Yeah, they're hard as hell, dude. Jesus.
With fucking 2-handed axe, it was like 4 attacks. Like it wasn't even, they didn't even stagger me when they fucking slammed down on the ground because that thing gives stack. Like, I don't know, man. I think that weapon, the giant axe, is like the fact that you can get it after the first bonfire by farming that mob breaks the game. It makes it way too easy.
Yeah, I got mine off a corpse in that optional area. When I dropped in your stream and you're like, hey, Cole, have you been to this area, the part of the ladder in the swamp? Like, I had a great axe just sitting on a corpse over there.
Yeah. Yeah. I have 2 of them, yeah. I dual wielded them as well, which was fucking awesome. Walking around with 2 giant axes, it was great. It was great because you can R2 and it'll still do the fucking downward slam. So you can just like trade off downward slams with the 2 weapons, but it uses so much endurance.
Speaking of which, what do you guys think about the dual wield?
That is the first time in watching you play this that I saw you drink from an Estus flask.
Yeah. I don't heal all that often, dude, because like these guys are kind of annoying. These guys actually fuck me up for a little while. But yeah. Cool, what were you going to say?
I don't remember.
Sorry.
I got enthralled in the fight.
There you go. These guys are fun, but like again, you stagger them with their fucking attacks. Go ahead. While it's on your
dual
mind.
wield weapons. Did you guys play with those at all? Like
Yes.
the paired weapons? What do you guys think of?
I think it's really cool. I use it. They're more dex based. I found the maces yesterday, but I haven't used them at all. They're like dex maces or some shit that are dual wield. They're pretty cool. The Abyss Watcher, that weapon that I was doing the weird like breakdancing shit with. Yeah. It's a 2. Yeah, they hit really fucking hard. You get both. Well, anyways, the dual wielding weapon that I was doing the breakdancing with is from the Abyss Watcher's boss weapon, and his left hand is it's like a dagger type thing, and the right hand is the great sword. I think that's fucking awesome. The mercenaries start with like the dual scimitars. That's what I started with yesterday. It was really cool.
Dude, I gotta say, after you beat the dancer, you can turn in her soul for a pair of swords similar to the one she uses.
Is it dex?
Yeah. Oh, it's high dex, very high dex, and dude, they are awesome.
Is
like,
it
fiery? I don't want to spoil it. I want you guys to see them yourself, but like the special move for them, very unique. Like it's.
I think all the boss souls are like that. I think every single one has a special thing. I got an Abyssal Knight Great Axe or a Demon Axe Great Axe, Demon Great Axe or something like that. And it has you have to use I think Faith to be able to use it, or Faith or whatever the pyromancy stat is, and it has like a giant explosion with it, which is really fucking cool. Like all of the souls weapons are really great for the boss souls. Have you guys messed around with the Covenants at all? Like I didn't even know that the Covenant slot was a main inventory slot until like last night, after having played for 16 hours.
Oh yeah, no, I've been using them, but I mean they're almost all online and stuff. So
I know that the PvP Covenant is like the tree thing. The wolf is the blue Covenant, which is the defender. Like I might equip that tonight to see if I get brought in to defend anyone. That'd be kind of fun. But you don't get like anything special for doing that stuff that I can tell. I know you get marks that you can turn in for like reputation or whatever with the different elite, what are the covenants, but I don't know if it opens up like dialogue or a vendor or what. But yeah, I don't know. Dark Souls 3 is pretty good. It just sucks that there's like all this weird confusion about release dates and embargoes and stuff like that. So
no, I'm excited to try it again and do a strength build and see how much fucking easier.
I bet you're going to be like, this is like, fuck mages. For the first time in your life, you're going to be like, fuck mages.
That's how I felt about Assassin. Like, no joke.
Well, that's what you said when you came into my channel on Wednesday, and you're like, how the fuck do you have so much HP? And I was like, what are you talking about? I just I've always had this. He's like, I have nothing next to that.
Dude, your hit points, your bar, it was literally like 3 times bigger than mine. My little bar would have just been dwarfed by your health bar.
Let me see. So that's,
I don't know if you have any,
oh god, don't look at the screen. That's a spot.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you have any footage from when I was doing my assassin build. Like it was.
Yeah. Let me find it. Also, look at this hat. Look at this hat. That hat's the best hat in the game.
Is that the 10K hat you can buy?
It's the fucking best. Yeah, it's the best hat. I just wear it because of Fashion Souls, man. Look how cool that looks. It looks like fucking a giant stupid Raiden. It's so cool.
Pretty awesome. I was wondering why that hat is worth 10K. Does it have like a?
I think it's in Japanese, so I don't know if it gives me anything special. But it looks really cool. So that's why I'm wearing it.
Looks pretty damn cool.
The only thing that sucks is my giant axe clips right through it. So it looks real stupid in that sense. But some of the great swords will stay underneath it. Let me bring up the assassin gameplay so we can just see how hard it was. Assassin is Dex Int?
Dex Magic. Yeah, it's
Dex
a magic.
okay.
It's a combo between Dex and Magic, and it starts with this. Actually, I got to say this. It starts with a skill called Spook. And what Spook does is it does 2 things. One, it prevents falling damage.
Whoa.
Completely, which is awesome. Like I was doing all sorts of crazy shortcuts using that.
Oh, that's why someone said there was a jump where someone was like, yeah, you can make that if you were an assassin. I was like,
yes.
What do you mean?
Yep. And he was probably talking about the jump to the second boss when you're coming down the shortcut. There's like this wall you can just leap over.
No,
like,
there was
that time. It was great.
There's a jump after the Abyss Watchers that's
that's like my max hit points that you see on the screen right now. That's embered. So like
Jesus.
Yeah.
You
so
start with that much.
Why is your health bar like 3 times mine?
You start with that much as a knight.
Yeah.
And maybe even more than that.
But what was crazy is with this size health bar, some of the boss moves basically one-shot you. Like if you get caught in a flurry on some of their moves, like a schwunk, you're dead. Like that's your attempt. So Lyric ran into the same issue. Like that's one of the reasons he was on try like 25 plus with the dancer. I 3-shotted the dancer.
Wait, did he start? He started as an assassin?
I don't know if he started as an assassin, but he has not been putting points into vigor basically. Like that. It's not so much that I started as an assassin; it's that I didn't put any points into vigor.
Right? Is warrior whatever the one that starts with an axe? I think you start with like
14. I think
14 or something like that. You start with
maybe that's the strength.
It's 16 strength, I think.
Dude, I started up the warrior and like dumped my first like 15 or 20 points into vigor, and it's just been.
I didn't even
like
put
it's just been fun. It's not even Dark Souls. It's just like, let's go kill everything, you know. And like I died more times to gravity than actual fighting for the first 6 hours of the game.
Same here. Yeah, it was so funny because people were joining my stream and they were just like, Dark Souls is kind of boring to watch when the guy's not dying a lot. I was like,
I got that a lot too.
Yeah.
People kept asking me if my death counter was broken.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm just playing a warrior now.
Yeah, warrior seems kind of like easy mode.
Trust me, dying over and over again does not help your numbers. Well, actually, Dark Souls 3 in general like hurt my numbers.
Really? There were so many people playing it, dude.
We could have a 30-minute discussion on the numbers and Twitch and everything. Like this has been all numbers across the board that people are expecting for the Dark Souls release have been less than normal. So like people were, I was one of the people that thought that Man was going to get on with the JP version, have 50K plus viewers.
I thought Man was going to have a lot more. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But here's the thing. There's so many factors that contribute to why this has happened that it's like no one knows what actually was. Okay. The game was in Japanese and people couldn't read it. The embargo date was confusing and no one knew what they were watching. Some of the streamers were streaming full games. Some were streaming embargo, so people didn't know who to watch. Some were streaming in English, some weren't. Like there was so much confusion about everything that I think it just turned off a lot of people. And then you have to factor in the people that don't want to watch the game this early, that they don't want to be spoiled. That's a huge percentage.
I think that's the major percentage of people why they're not watching. At the same time, though, like my numbers, I got up to like 9K last night for an hour or two, which is astronomically higher than my average. So
yeah, I mean, the last 3 mornings for me have been 20K plus.
Yeah.
So I mean, the numbers are still there, but again, I'm lucky enough to get in the top slot, and then Lyric will get on, and I will quickly drop down as usual.
Right.
But it's even then, like I expected higher numbers for those 3 days as it was the so it's really wild. It's really wild.
It is.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see.
Yeah, for sure. I think also too, like, there's I mean, you've already started over a character because you've reached kind of the embargo limit. So
I'm on my third one now.
I think by like next week when people are done making new characters and they haven't bought the Xbox One version, they haven't bought the PS4 Japanese version, that those numbers will either start to go up for the people that are still playing it and maybe kind of like normalize. I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens the next week when everyone switched off it because it can't play anymore because of the embargo. Like where those numbers go. That's what I'm looking
and
forward
also
to.
it's going to be interesting because now all these major streamers are picking up the Xbox version. So we're
Yeah.
going to have like some streamers are waiting for the
Which
8.
is so stupid.
Some are going to get the Xbox One version. Others are playing the Japanese version. Some streamers are waiting for the 12th. Like it's just all across the board right now.
It's
And Bandai has been pretty adamant to this point saying that they're not changing anything. So
yeah. I would
I'm done streaming it. I'm done streaming it until
really till
probably
12.
a while after the full release.
Okay.
So you're not going to do a strength run?
No, I'm putting Dark Souls 3 away until when's the full release for everybody?
The
12th?
full release for everyone is the 12th.
Yeah, I'll probably play it in May.
You can play the full version in the 8th on the 8th.
Yeah, no, I'll probably play it in May.
Yeah.
Something like that. Just so like I'm not amongst the hundreds of others that are going to be playing it.
Yeah.
And also like so I don't feel like any sort of pressure.
Yeah. For me it's gotten to a point where like with a game like Dark Souls, I could have one viewer and I wouldn't give a fuck because I'm playing Dark Souls 3. Like I'm enjoying the game so much that for once in a very long time I don't give a fuck about viewership. I just want to play more Dark Souls. Like I booted Dark Souls up last night at 1 a.m. and like dicked around for like 20 minutes and I was like I can't progress forward if people are gonna like wonder what the fuck happened. So I had to close it.
There are many, very few games that I could play 3 times in a row, essentially,
The same
and
thing,
still enjoy it as much. I can't wait to start playing my cleric tomorrow morning and just see where that goes.
This guy's a motherfucker, by the way.
I got to admit, the art style, the combat, where it's kind of like between Dark Souls and Bloodborne, a lot of the characters and stuff, the new moves, like there's so many things about this game that I like that it's quickly becoming one of my favorite Souls games. But of course, it's going to be hard to say that until I played the last 2/3. Just what I played so far, like I love most of the changes. And oh god, I hated that
dude.
guy.
That Samurai guy, fucking Samurai guy's a goddamn prick. I hate him.
Guy was a nightmare. Of course, I wiped this guy like 20 times on my assassin. I walk up with my warrior. The dude takes 2 steps to the left. I swing at him once, and he just falls off the side.
So with the warrior axe, you can stagger that guy in 2 attacks.
That guy reminds me of the green jumping guys in Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah. Yep.
Those guys, fuck those guys.
That guy, like same as Ko, on my first character, the Dex build, the only reason I killed that guy is because I walked up to him with 10 firebombs and 30 throwing daggers and just the entire time. It just backpedaled and then it just kept throwing him until he fucking died. Because if you go next to him, he fucking just goes like this, which is his parry thing. And if you attack him once, he fucking parries you and one-shots you. So it's like, I'm
JP,
fucking done.
Do it with King Kong's dick in your ear.
Yeah. That guy's actually King Kong at the beginning of the game.
Done. You've beaten Dark Souls.
That guy's actually King Kong at the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
100%.
but did you do it King Kong's dick in your ear? That's true Dark Souls.
Oh man. I've seen, so I guess speaking to endgame, I've seen one boss that I think is of the final areas. If all of those bosses are the same looking to that, it's probably going to be my favorite Dark Souls. Fucking looked unique as shit. Like, it looked like you were fighting in the fucking goddamn clouds and there was people all around you, fucking flying around you. It looked awesome. So, like, I want to see what the hell the end game looks like. But I also want to not rush that. That's like the one thing I'm trying not to do is rush it. Because eventually I'm going to beat the game in a couple days. You died again, by the way. In a couple days, I would think probably by Monday I'd probably have finished it. And I'm going to be really sad and have to play all over again. I also want to see what happens in New Game Plus.
It's gonna be hard not playing this and like not watching some of my favorite streamers because they're streaming the English version.
Right.
Like,
Well, God,
man,
it's so fucking weird that you can't stream the PC version in English, but if you bought the fucking international edition on Xbox One, it's in English and you can stream the whole thing. Like, that's actually, I'm sorry, but that's actually fucking stupid. Like, that's really, I would not be surprised if eventually next week or maybe the week after, Bandai Namco is just like, fuck it, you guys can stream everything. It doesn't matter anymore. Like, videos of the final boss are already out there. Like, I've heard about them on the internet, so I would be surprised if that embargo stays true to the 8th. I'd be very surprised if it stays true to the 8th, because eventually everything's going to be out there on Twitch, which is kind of weird. So we'll see. We'll see. We got 7 minutes for Q&A. We kind of went a little bit long.
If we even make it to the end of the show today, JP.
I always say that. I thought we were going to be like, yeah, Dark Souls 3 is pretty cool. Let's go play it.
Dude, we can talk about it for another hour and a half at least.
We could, dude. I love the fuck out of this game so far. I'm really enjoying it.
Dude,
well,
okay.
Maybe when I make a strength character, I will love the fuck out of
it. Dude, even when I
well.
played the Dex character, I was fucking loving it. It was still so much fun.
Well, melee period.
Yeah, melee
sounds
period.
Way more fun.
I'm loving the cleric so far. Having that little health regen on you like the whole time, dude. It's like playing a different kind of Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Because like I barely need to use my Estus flask except to refill that, and like I need to go back maybe a third as much to get like bonfires and stuff. It's really cool.
Have you
have different little things like that too?
Did you saw the paladins, right? In the place where the two giants are in that cathedral right before deacons?
Yes.
So are those
armored dudes?
Yes, are those the same spells that you have? The ones that like
no.
they're not.
I just started my cleric this morning. I only have right now like heal and force. I haven't even gotten.
What is it? Force? Is that the weapon buff?
Force is a small AoE pushback, but it's
okay, that's what
tiny,
gotcha.
And it only really kind of knocks them down. It doesn't like it pushes them back a little bit.
Okay.
But
do you start with a mace as a paladin, or is a
start with a mace, a shield, and a chime?
Okay.
And the chime, I mean, the chime is the L2 ability on the chime is what's so awesomely OP. Like I love it. Probably the best health to resources spent that I've seen in like a factor of 10.
That's I found like I want to say I found every cleric like secret, quote unquote, like the books. I found all of the armor for the clerics.
You didn't find the cleric vendor.
I didn't find the cleric vendor though. I never found him. But like I found like, did you find the cave in the swamp that had the cleric thing there?
Huh?
Yeah, like I found that. There's one after the embargo era, so you haven't seen that yet. But yeah, like I have all those books, and I'm just like, what do I do with these? So now I'm gonna go get that cleric. Although I forgot where he told me it was.
Sewers.
So. Oh, the sewers. That's right. I'll have to mess with that. I think today is gonna be a lot of backtracking because, like I was telling you before the cast, last night I had like 20 minutes to play, and so I just started charging ahead, full speed, without seeing a lot of the encounters. And the mobs too. The other thing we didn't even talk about, the fucking like normal mob design in this game, once you get into it, is awesome. Like there are so many cool mobs that just happen to be there. I'm trying to think of one in particular. Did you see the fuck?
It's like they're all freaking awesome. I love the giants. Seeing those for the first time.
Did you kill them?
Oh man, yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! In fact, I killed the first one on the upper ledges when he was swinging at me.
Whoa, that's really scary.
Yeah, dude, it was nuts. It was absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Also, dude, we've talked about it a little bit, but going back to it, I love it when games, especially of established franchises, really try to add something new. And I absolutely love that every time I get a weapon, I go, oh, what's its ability? What's its ability?
I do the same thing.
What is its ability? What does it do? Like I immediately go in and read the whole description and see what it does. And those abilities, man, I have a feeling that speedrunners and Dark Soul gurus, the people that get really good, like we're going to be able to make crazy builds with some of those abilities. Like you can build entire builds around those abilities. Yeah. And some of them are just insane. Like they're really cool stuff, especially when you start doing the dual wield ones. Like some of the ones you get with the dual wield stuff is really cool.
The second boss, the like dog ice guy, his mace has like this weird Like, I think it's full poise. He like takes the mace and slams it in the ground and just stands there like a fucking badass. I think it's full poise, and so you can pretty much like eat any attack that comes during that. So if you time that right in PvP and someone's like trying to do something fucking crazy to you and you sit there and do the poise, like that would be really fucking cool. And that it looks like you saw it yesterday. That mace looks really fucking cool where it's just dripping with ice. Looks great.
Oh man, there's a weapon I want to talk about so much, but I got it off one of the bosses with their souls after the embargo part, so I can't talk about it. But needless to say, there are some weapons with extremely unique abilities. Like you just do it and you're just like, oh shit. Like all of a sudden you get all these ideas on how you could use it and like how you could do new things that you hadn't considered before, and really like that about the game. Of course, that particular ability took literally 2/3 of my bar on one use. So it's like, maybe I need to up my my stuff that I wasn't planning on upping.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
I wish mages were better though. After seeing Zeke, like I was going to start mage and I would be in such a different mindset about Dark Souls 3. I think if I started mage, I'd be like, this game's fucking trash. This game sucks. It's so fucking hard. Like, God, it's so goddamn difficult. I'm still on the fucking first boss.
Well, here's the thing. The spells they start you off with are your basic, just like magic missile spells.
You get the normal one and the hard one.
You find the guy.
Yeah.
The spell vendor. And you're like, oh, shit, okay, I got to save up souls I want that one and that one. And I bet you, if I played it for another hour right now, the game would be much easier.
Because you've got new spells?
Melee magic spells. The magic sword or magic weapon.
Magic weapon and great sword.
Soul sword or whatever.
Great sword, yeah. I will say also
It's not great sword.
Maybe that's what I have in my game.
It's called like soul sword or whatever. Something like that.
Something like that, maybe.
Blade, not soul.
Also, Zeke, there's 2 more mage NPCs that I found. And one of them I killed and got his ashes and gave it to the lady. And she had like 11 mage spells. They were all sorcery. And I don't know, because in the first playthrough,
wait, was this the person in the swamp?
Yes, I killed him. I fucking backstabbed him because he said that I didn't have enough intelligence to talk to him, and he treated me like shit when I was on my warrior. And so I was like, you know what, fuck you, and I just killed him. And then I gave the ashes. I guess if you kill an NPC, you get ashes. And you give it to that vendor.
That's how you upgrade your vendor back at home.
Yeah, and so you get weapons.
Get the fuck out of here. I never, ever kill anybody.
Dude, not only... Okay, this game, just got to say, like, the whole reason I got to that accidental area that I wasn't supposed to go to, killing a named person. Like, I really... It's crazy how much you get from killing people. It's kind of wild. And I'm wondering if this Dark Souls in particular is kind of designed about a little bit... or designed around a little bit more risk and reward. Versus doing that.
Sure.
Because so far, like I've seen some crazy stuff from killing the NPCs. In fact, I think the cleric run I'm doing now, I think I'm gonna kill every NPC I can just to see what it does.
Just to see what happens. Yeah. How many fuck, what was I gonna say? The thief, how many runs have you sent him on to like steal shit?
I've only gotten to the point where I can send him on one. He hasn't even come back from it yet. How many have you done?
So I've sent him on one and he comes back. I don't know if it's a set amount of in-game time. Like, I don't know what triggers it. I don't know if it's killing a boss or what, but he came back and I got a bunch of new items from him. He had like 3...
buy or he actually gave them to you?
That you can buy. He sells them. So he sells trinkets. That's like what he says when you talk to him. And he had 3 new armor sets, like 6 or 7 new weapons. They're like base weapons, but they're weapons nonetheless. And then he gets he sells fire arrows, which we didn't even talk about this, but bows in this game are really fucking strong, like abnormally strong. They're really, dude, headshots are a thing.
I've heard there's archer builds now.
There is, because the abilities that you can do with them. The longbow has like a charge up thing that breaks armor. So like if someone has their shield up, you can charge your arrow up and it'll break their shield. And it'll like make them throw back and you can go in and get them. And then the compact bow has one where you can fire off like 6 arrows in rapid succession. And so that does a lot of damage. If you're up close, like an arrow does like 70 damage per. And so you can knock off like 300 or 400 damage right off the bat with this ability. So
that's nuts, dude. Absolutely nuts.
I haven't used the crossbow ability yet.
Oh wait, are we in the sewers in this one?
No, you're back in the fire.
Okay.
I don't know what those weird I don't know what those things on the side, because the one on the right has the NPC that comes in, but I haven't found someone that fills the left side yet. So
I
don't
have
know.
no clue on that one either.
Yeah, feels like there's a lot of NPCs though that fill this spot as you play more. I have like 6 or 7 guys walking around now.
And some just show up.
Yeah,
There's NPCs that you just go back to your place and they're just hanging out there. And
yeah. One of them is like this fucking female person that's like, yeah, I don't want to have relationships.
I don't want to fraternize.
I don't want to fuck you. So please stop talking to me. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Get out of my house, girl.
Why the fuck are you here?
If my cleric playthrough, she's gonna be the first to die.
You should. I wonder if she drops.
I'm playing a female character. I'm wondering if there's a different reaction.
No, I'm playing a female as well. There wasn't.
Are you?
Oh,
Okay.
that would be interesting.
So there's one of the NPCs I came up to as a female, and I'm interested to see what happens when you go up as a male, because he basically says that I'm not a whore, and so I wouldn't be able to. He's like, there's things that you could do, but you're not a whore. And I'm like,
Which NPC is this?
I forget. I don't know. It's been too long now for me to remember.
Dude. So you want to hear something funny?
What's that?
Have you met what's the dude's name? The little dude that tricks you all the time.
Oh, yes, I have. Patches.
Did you meet him? I completely missed him.
Oh, really? You didn't go back?
100% missed him. Because when I was going into the 20K tower, I happened to look down and see the item. So when I was
you
coming
focused
out
on
of
that.
it, I just went to get it. I didn't even go to the wall. So I was watching Peeve this morning, and he was like just running out of the 20K tower, and I was like, "Wait, what? Is that Patches?"
He
and
shows
there's
up.
a whole dialogue thing,
Yeah.
and he tells you about it, and then he shows up at your base.
He's a vendor. Yeah.
So I don't know if he's even at my base, like, because he never tricked me. I never
He's
had
up-
that conversation with him.
He's
So-
up in the top right, next to the.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's there. I have to go check.
One, I just know that if I ever meet that motherfucker, I'm killing him. I don't care what he's selling.
Dude, he's,
Fuck him.
I think what they did on purpose in this game is that they knew that people were gonna kill him if they saw him the first time, because if you've played Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2, you know that guy's a motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
And they put him behind a gate, Zeke, so you actually can't attack him when you first see him. And so,
Good.
because that was like that was the first thing that happened. I was like, is that fucking Patches? And I swung at the gate, and it didn't do anything. I was like, fuck. He
Did
started
you kill
talking.
him later?
I mean, he's an NPC that's just hanging out there.
No, I'm saying, did when you met him the
Oh
second time?
no, I didn't. He asked,
Now-
he's like, "Are you going to be friendly, or are we going to be?" I
What
think
did
he
you
says, It was in Japanese. I picked the top one.
And what did that do? Did it give you anything?
That's the one where he's like, "I want to be a vendor for you, and it's cool that you're cool."
Well,
with
here's
that.
the thing. Peeve told him that he didn't forgive him.
Yeah.
And then the guy goes, "Oh, sorry. Here's an old rusted coin general item. So we're cool now." And then he became a vendor.
Oh, so you got something for saying no? Okay, interesting. Interesting.
I was wondering what the other option was, but it sounds like not much.
Yeah,
Maybe he
I-
sells different items or something. Who
Maybe.
knows?
Maybe. I don't know. Well, that's Dark Souls 3. We'll probably be talking about. I'll be talking about this game maybe in less spoilery fashion next week, but it's probably all I'm going to be playing.
Well, we can't play anymore till next week, unfortunately. Just
I
different ways. Well,
You can too, but you got to play a Japanese version.
if I play it offline, then when I do stream it, every reaction to the new stuff will be like I hate doing that shit.
Yeah, that's
you don't
why I
wanna
stopped
ham
last
up
night.
a reaction, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm like on media blackout. I'm not touching the rest of that stuff until we can stream it all for the first time. It's one of the reasons I'm not watching any of the videos and stuff. That's why a lot of streamers aren't.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. What does I don't think there's that many, like, nothing is really launching soon. Just to do a quick, like, what's coming out. I think the new Ratchet and Clank comes out on the 12th of April.
I can't think of anything big in the next.
Yeah, I'm scrolling.
It's kind of
through
a little bit of a dead area.
Enter the Gungeon.
Oh, does that launch soon?
8 days. Yes.
Okay.
That
Enter the
game looks
Gungeon.
really cool, but it's so much like Nuclear Throne to me. I still need
Yeah.
to play it.
Yeah.
I'm really wondering how well that game's going to do on Twitch. I heard it's more Binding of Isaac than Nuclear Throne though, so that's probably going to get a lot of. And Cobalt and them are doing big stuff with it, so I'm sure they'll make a community if there's not one. But
Sure.
I'll have to see.
I think Adrift is coming out on the 28th, so that's Tuesday. That's a VR launch game, but you can also play that not VR.
Oh, Adrift.
Yeah.
Someone just mentioned in chat. I think that's
Yeah.
early access soon. That should be fun.
It comes out 28th, yeah. I think it's full release.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, so it's launching with VR. It's an Oculus launch title. Which
Very cool.
there's a weird story about that. You can buy it on Steam, but you can also buy it in the Oculus store. And I don't know if you buy it on Steam if you get the VR version, or if you have to buy it on the Oculus store to get the VR version. Or if you, what if you buy it on Steam and you want to play the VR version later? Do you get access? That's some stuff that's going to have to be answered, because there's VR versions of games and there's non-VR versions of games. And how the fuck is Steam going to handle that? Because those are two different things. They're two different executables. So
Very good point.
it's the first thing that's going to happen with VR. That'll be next week. I think we'll probably be hearing a lot about VR. Resident Evil 6 is being re-released for some godfucking... ever since that game launched, I still see a giraffe getting his dick sucked in the fucking... Have you guys ever seen that? You never noticed this? That was the first thing I saw from that game. I'm going to prove it to you right now. It's a giraffe getting blown. Right here. As soon as I hit Alt. Look at that. Giraffe. Person sucking his dick on the right. Giraffe on left. Person sucking dick.
I'm just gonna say this straight up.
That is not any giraffe.
It's a giraffe.
Because it's not 4 legs.
Person.
Is...
No, he's got his 4 legs on the head at the top.
JP, this is like an ink blot, pretty much. And I think we're kind of seeing what's inside JP's mind right now. This is like,
listen.
okay, JP, what do you see? What,
you know what that is?
His dick sucked.
What's that,
No,
Zeke?
you know what that is?
What's that?
It's Jeffrey the giraffe from Toys R Us
Yes!
getting his dick sucked.
Yes!
Because he stands on his hind legs.
And there goes my childhood.
That's...
Yep.
I did not...
Jeffrey the giraffe getting a blowjob.
I just want to say I was not the original creator of this. It was a meme when this game first launched. That's not what I saw originally. But ever since I saw that, it's a giraffe getting his dick sucked. That's just what that game is. I'm sorry. The game's actually about... if you've played that game, it's pretty much the same experience. It's trash. It's a terrible fucking game. Oh, and Quantum Break on the 5th. So that'll be...
that's right. A lot of streamers are going to be picking that up.
Yeah.
God, I don't want to upgrade to Windows 10. Ah.
You can play it on Xbox One at 30 FPS if you want.
I don't know which one
It's
is
more
worse.
cinematic. That's what everybody says about 30 FPS. It's way more cinematic that way.
It's more cinematic?
That's the joke, yeah. I don't know. That's April 5th.
Let's go play some games.
My eyes are not that great to notice shit like that.
Well, you saw the draft, though, right?
Well, that's different. That's like a blob. It's like
bringing it back.
At that and you go that's a giraffe giving a blowjob, and the psychiatrist's like, oh, interesting. Just write that right down.
All right, let's get out of here because I think me and Co want to play some Dark Souls. Zeke, are you streaming tonight? You taking the night off? What are you doing?
I'm going to play Culling.
Are you going to play Culling? Oh, okay. So Culling for Co. I'm going to
turn on some loud music and open some beers. And
I need to play some more. I need to try that game a second time. I've only played since
how many hours do I have in Culling? Hold on. I have 74 hours.
See, the Culling replaced Overwatch for you, and I'm still over in Overwatch man, this game's really good, guys. They've patched...
And everyone's like, why are you still playing this?
They've patched it 3 times since you last played.
JP, dude, text me if you're going to play Overwatch.
Okay.
Because I'm down. I'm in.
We might play tonight off stream. So
do it.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Because I'm jumping after this is over. We're gonna go down for 15 minutes. We'll come up at the half hour after, and I'm going back into episode 2 of Walking Dead.
Zeke, they put in a new map.
I know.
There's a new payload map, and there's new skins, and they balanced a shit ton of the game, and you can open fucking loot crates now while you're playing the game, and you can
I didn't know that.
and you can leave when you leave a game with a party. It brings the entire party with you.
Fucking A.
It's next level, man.
What new map you're talking about? Because
it's called Route 66. There's 2 new maps that you haven't played.
I've been there.
There's the Greek map, and then there's Route 66.
No, I played both of those, dude. I'm still playing.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't know
Don't
you
fucking pleb out on me, you son of a bitch.
All right. Let's do some shout outs. Get the fuck out of here. Co, start us off.
Hi guys, I'm Co. It's good to see you. I stream every single day at my channel, twitch.tv/CohhCarnage. Currently playing Deus Ex, Dark Souls 3, Culling, and we've got some other fun stuff coming around the corner. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Big thanks as always to JP and Zeke. Our maybe we'll make it to 5 show is now 15 minutes over, as it always is.
As it always
and
is.
we'll see you guys next Wednesday, JP.
Yep. We'll be on my channel. We probably shouldn't say who the guest is because if it ends up flaking out, then
yeah, I was gonna say let's wait.
Yeah, if we're like, yeah, so and so's coming on, it'll be a great show. Then next week, hey,
it's Obama.
They didn't show up. I'm sorry. The Secret Service.
Talking about Matt Damon.
Secret Service wouldn't let him near Zeke. He has a history.
I may have said some things that were questionable.
There you go. Zeke, do some shout outs.
Hello, everybody. You're on my channel. I'm Ezekiel the Third. For our boys. Yep, right. Good timing on that. I broadcast usually every day except Fridays, which is a rarity. I'm on Friday at noon Pacific. Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube is all the same. Ezekiel_II. I want to thank JP and Co. as usual, and our guest Nobody, our guest Dark Souls 3.
Thanks, Nobody.
I will be broadcasting 15 minutes in. We'll come back on, and I'm in the middle of episode 2 of season 2 of The Walking Dead. In my what I've now dubbed the Telltale month. So if you want to check that out, be my guest. If you want to check out some culling, go see Co. If you want to see some Dark Souls 3, I'm guessing JP will be playing it.
That's true. And I'm really far past the embargo point, and I don't know what I'm doing because it's all in Japanese. So I'm just running around and be like, hey, cool, I think that icon looks like that. Let's do that.
Don't be confused with me.
Yeah, there's a lot of dude. It's so funny where I get something and I'm like, oh, that item looks great. Chat, translate for me, and then I just wait 2 minutes, and someone's finally like, all right, I think that's saying that it means this, and they might just be making shit up. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say now that you've said that, it's just gonna the chat. I want you to get the most ridiculous descriptions you can possibly come up with every time JP asks.
There you go.
Every time.
I'm excited. We're going to be playing for a while tonight, though, so that's that. We're going to be at PAX East. There may or may not be a panel there. I need to talk to these two guys about the time of that panel. Cause it's
not like 10 p.m. There ain't.
No, it's not going to be 10 p.m. Thank fucking God. But yeah, I'm hoping to get that in concrete by next week, so we'll be able to talk about that. And PAX is at the end of April, like April 25th. Is the Monday after PAX, so it's 23rd or something like that. So if you're going to be
of you guys doing St. Jude?
That's April 10th, right?
No,
early April.
2nd
through 6th, I think.
I
have stuff I have to do. I can't go, unfortunately.
I don't think I'm going. So okay. There you go. But we'll be back next Wednesday. Thanks everyone for watching. Co's live with Coling. I'm live with Dark Souls 3. Zeke's going to be playing some Telltale, so check us out. We'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.